what we're talking about today is Common Core in action in the classroom. So a lot of times we know that Common Core is coming. We've heard that it's going to be this, and we need to be prepared to help our kids. Well, there are like about 8 strands that are very important. What we're going to focus on today is we're going to focus on the problem, the strand that says making sense of problems and persevere in solving them. So basically, what Common Core is going to assess is how stick-withedness our kids have. And in the real world, we have situations to where the kids have problems that they have to solve. And we all know that our students are those kids who, okay, I can't do it, so I quit. I don't understand it, so help me, or whatever. So what we as teachers have to do is to give them situations so that they can practice on persevering. So what I have for you is I have the essential questions: what we will learn, how will we learn it, how will we use this, and how will we know we have learned it. So basically, what I want to get across to you today is to give you some activities that you can use in your class. And since it's the end of the school year, things that you can use like right now up until the very last day of school. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to talk about like real life problems. The first thing is the trip to Walmart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a situation, and I'm going to allow you to talk amongst your group and talk about how you can solve this situation. So the problem is, you know how you're in line and there's like, you have one item. Jason, could you join one of these groups right here?
No, I just left my sister.
You know how you're in Walmart and you have one thing that you have to buy, but then you got 3 lines open. Which line should you get in? So I have a situation here, and I want you to work on solving that situation. And that's it. I'm going to give you what it is that you have right there. And I'm going to give you about 5 minutes. Since this is a workshop, we're going to have about 3 minutes. In your class, you would probably give the students maybe 10 minutes, kind of fill them out to see how it is that they're working, if they are talking about the situation. And because this is a real life situation, just kind of listen to what the kids would say. So if you would, just go ahead and start doing what the kids would do. Okay, talk to each other. This is the time you can talk to each other.
Which person?
No.
So we're picking the line those guys go in.
Right, but it doesn't say anything about
What's in there?
right.
How many items?
They're the lonely holes in their regular class.
Because of course, I would select the one with only 2 people. But what if they had like
Are you in Walmart?
carts of a lot
I
of things,
wouldn't look
and
at the sheet
maybe
glass.
another line may have more people but less things.
When you thought 20
Oh, okay.
items,
There was something that was,
Yeah.
I see that there was something left that didn't print on here. This is the express cluster. You know how at Walmart you have like, the express cluster is where you have you have like six registers,
Mhm.
and maybe like 2 or 3 of them open.
Mhm.
This is 20 items or less, and there's 3 registers open. Obviously, it didn't print on a paper. So that's a piece of information that you would need.
Now you mean the self-checkout?
No,
or-
not the self-checkout.
Oh, okay.
That's why it says go to line.
Yes, go to line 5, or go to line 6.
Okay.
So, like I said, it didn't print out on the thing.
These will say like number of items here.
Yes.
Yeah, like,
TJ Maxx.
yeah, but I've never seen that.
Wait a minute. Let me pull it up. Okay, here. There you go. So can you see that? So it's 20 items or less. 3 registers are open tonight. There's 8 people in line. The first person has 5 items. Second person has 7. The third person has 14. The fourth has 2. The fifth has 4. The sixth has 3. The seventh has 11. And number 8 has 2 items. Now over here, cashier is waiting on one person already, and the second person has a cart full of items. So while you are doing that, what you would be doing is just like walking around your class to make sure the students are having good conversations. And just like we just did, if I had not been walking around, I would not have noticed the mistake on the paper. Okay? But then like you always have backup. So it was good that I had to back up. Alright? So tell me what you think about this.
Now, when you see 8 people in line, does that mean the clusters already has somebody in their lines and checking people out at the moment?
So it's just like this. Okay, the next person comes to the next register that's ready.
Okay, so they're not 5, 7, 1400 automatically jump to those 3. They're not open at the moment.
Correct.
Okay.
So whatever it is that you think, and allow your students to think whatever they think. You know, have them to just talk about it. Like, again, this is a problem. This is perseverance, sticking with that problem to solve it. All right? So, any other comments, any other questions, anything you want to add to this activity? What you think? Could you use this in your class like today?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe they don't go shopping by themselves or they go with the friends.
Good, there's no right or wrong answer. And they're gonna have to justify it, and they can have like arguments over why they picked it, and that's a good thing. So going deeper into their reasoning against
Good.
something.
Good.
Yeah, and I know we're, in a fast pace right now,
Mhm.
but in my opinion, there needs to be a little more explanation, because if I'm sitting here saying, I know the kids are gonna do that.
Mhm.
So I think it needs to be, a little more comprehensive about what the expectation is with this activity. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure myself right now.
Like, basically, what I want to know is, which line should I get in? Should I get in the express line, or should I get in this line?
Okay,
Uh-huh.
okay,
That's
see,
it.
that, right there, that kills what I was,
Right.
the confusion.
Uh-huh. So,
Yeah, I didn't do
Yeah.
okay, wait a minute. Okay, my smart board not working. Okay. No, it's all right. So, all right, so,
Okay.
any other questions, any other comments?
It's just proper conversation.
Yes.
Mhm.
And that's what you want to do. You want them thinking. You want them trying to get through this problem that they should be able to solve. And the next time they go to Walmart, do you think they'll think about this problem?
Yes.
Do you think you'll have kids in your class saying, when we gonna use this in real life?
Yes.
So,
This is definitely real world.
yeah. Okay, the next activity I have is, it's called the Hashi puzzle. Now, how I did this one in my class, and how I would have you to do it in your class is, you show, smart board don't work. And this, I think I just need to, here. This is what you do here. This is called a Hashi puzzle. And what is a Hashi puzzle? Well, this is how I gave the kids this assignment. First thing I did was, I had 2 puzzles up. Not 2 different puzzles. One that was unsolved and one that was solved. And what the kids had to do was, they had to give, I said, there's 3 rules to find a solution to this puzzle. What you have to do is look at the solution and tell me what the rules are. So, what I want you to do is look at the solution. This is the solution to the Hashi puzzle. And as you can see, it's online. I'm gonna give you like 3 minutes to talk amongst yourself, talk amongst your peers, and see if you can come up with 3 rules that you have to follow in order to solve this puzzle. So you're looking. And if you know, if you went to math club, be quiet,
Yep.
and you can maybe give clues, but don't give clues that's gonna give the answer. gonna give you about 2 minutes to do that.
You know,
Well,
it's something with the number and the
Okay, let me give you this. The numbers in the circles are called islands. The lines that go from circle to circle are called bridges. And that's all I'm gonna give you. So now see if you can come up with your rules. So you would not have given them the paper already. You just kinda got it when you came in, but that's all right. So, after some time, like about 5 minutes or whatever, you ask, or you walk around and you hear what the conversation is. Hear what the conversation is because, trust me, they're talking about it. Because they're trying to solve this problem. And that's just building up their perseverance to solve a problem. Okay, and it's, so, then you might give them a clue. What would one clue be that you might give? About the rules. Since you know the rules, what would one clue might be?
like is the number in the line that can repeat it. Number 3, you have to try to do like a 3 line, depending which number.
Okay, that's not a clue. That's a rule.
whoops.
So we have to be mindful of that. We don't want to
Yeah.
give them the clue. We don't want to give them the answers. We want to give them the clues. So a clue that I might give is, well, let's look at the numbers. Look at each of the numbers. Let's look at number 1. How many bridges are coming from number 1? Okay. Well, what about 2? How many bridges are coming from the island of 2? So what you think so anybody got a clue? Anybody got anybody have a guess? We want to guess of what the rule might be.
Number inside the island, so you can bridges can go from the island.
Okay. Great. Jason? Katrina, did you understand what he said?
Yes.
You want to tell us about it again?
So the number on the island will be how many bridges that go off the island.
Oh, then you'll hear people saying, oh, okay, I get it. Because guess what? They get it. That's simple. What's another clue? What's another clue that you might use? What's the maximum number of bridges? Okay. All right. So basically, all right. So we can just like start here. This would take a little time, but you allow the kids to come up with the rules and give them clues. So are there any, how are the lines going?
Only horizontal and vertical?
Only horizontally and vertically. Would your kids say those words?
Mine. What day is it? A day or B day?
The A is B day.
No.
They'll say up and down or side to side. So then when they do that, what should you do as a teacher? Horizontally and vertically. Remind them of those words because they've heard them. They just need to be reminded of what they are. Yes. So this right here, after they come up with the rules, then this is what I did in my class. After they came up with the rules, then smartboard don't work. Okay, then I erased it and I had them as clusters to come up, touch the bridge, and we did that first puzzle together. Okay? As a class. We did the first puzzle together as a class. Then I gave them the puzzle to do on paper and pencil. But I was very careful to to give them an eraser. Because just because you have three bridges from coming from this way from this number doesn't mean that they're in the right order. Okay? And that's what you would learn, and that's what they would see when we did it together. Because this is one that you could check, and it says it gives you how many you have correct and how many are wrong that they need to do. So that's like a good activity. Perseverance, they're solving a problem, and you've got them all engaged because everybody wants this problem to be solved now because they're smart and they can do it. So that's one. The last activity that I want to show you really quickly is it talks about differential. Smart board. Dang, why I keep forgetting this? Because it's just so easy for me to do. Alright, the last thing that I wanted to show you is this project right here that I have and that you can have. We talk about differentiated instructions, and this is a very good project that I like to use, and it talks about systems of equations. So what they have to do is they have to find two NBA players, a current NBA player and a former NBA player. That's gonna get a lot of the guys involved, you know, especially during playoff times. Okay, and you look at the stats of the scores of 10 consecutive games, and then you plot them. They have to make a table. They have to plot the points on a graph. They have to create a line, extract the linear equation, the line of best fit for each of the players that's on the same graph. This is going to show you who is really best, who was best, Kobe or Jordan. You know, if you compare them, then you can really see. Okay, so this is just differentiated instructions, and it gives the students just another avenue of how to see the math that they use in class, how it is used in everyday life. So, that's that. That's what I wanted to show you about this one. Let me see the last thing. And I think the bottom, what I have done for you is I have given you a lot of sources, a lot of resources, some videos that are online that's about Common Core, some videos of some games online, some resources online that you can use in your class. And like I said, you can use these sources like right now. You don't have to go through another training. All you have to do is go online, play at the site, and then introduce them to your students. Yes, ma'am.
As a person who is not directly in class every day, what recommendation do you have about which time in your 90-minute class period would be the best time to utilize these activities?
Well, since the activities are different types of activities, the Hashi puzzle, once you have introduced it, the next day they come in, you can give them a puzzle. And so they can start working on that like right away. It would be something that they would do right away. This one would be something that you've already taught systems of equations, and you can use that as a project. This could be time in class that they work together to kind of solidify what they've already learned.
If you're on campus, please
Okay.
come to the front office.
So, and we always have like those 5 to 10 minutes left where we've done our lessons and they're just there and they think it's free time. Well, no, bring up a Hashi puzzle. There are lots of math puzzles that's online. There's another puzzle called Ken Ken, and if I had time, I would show you that. But it's I'm going to introduce it to my class today, and I'm going to introduce it very, very much like I did the Hashi puzzle. I'm going to put a solution up and see if they can come up with the rules. And then we'll go from there. So, any other questions?
It's called Kin Kin.
Ken Ken. So, thank you all so K-E-N puzzles. They have a bar. Thank you so much, guys, for sitting in on my professional development. I
Yes.